Jason William Galbraith Rollo Stuart Bruce, greatest author of my generation, GAOMG, going to Scotland for my first time and returning Robert the Bruce back home to Scotland for the first time since June 7th, 1329, almost 700 years. And through me, that experience is going to be, amazing experience. We're bringing my 10th book that connects to my first book that I started over 20 years ago with the drive that I had to write these books. Nobody bought them, nobody reads them, and I still have to write them. And we now know what pushes me and that drive. I was on a radio show with that bald, bully Australian dude on 4/24, 2008. And I just wanted to go and promote, my book about my ancestors. And I didn't know how quick I would react to that person, dissing me and being like a bully. And for my ancestors, it was like immediate. I trained every day right after that in MMA at Rhino MMA, where Frankie Edgar, came from. And to kill that dude, metaphorically, but in the cage. I mean, I'm ready to kill the person or die trying. So, in a cage, right? And then, anybody, then that dude, Alistair McDonald at the University of Strathclyde, I sent him like my real confirmed Y-DNA that shows Prince Robert Bruce, King Robert the Bruce's first son that he loved so much, and gave him his first name, and set up the whole royal marriage with Helen de Voetspoint from the Netherlands, royalty of she's like House of Wetton, House of Bathory, House of Bourbon, that were the kings and queens of France and stuff. She was a big deal, and King Robert the Bruce did all of that for his son. And this other dude, Jason, he's on YouTube right now, just bought a house in Scotland. And everybody in Scotland, it's like, dude, I cringe like wearing anything America right now, like anything. I'm not wearing anything America when I go to Europe. But there's like such a cringe and everything about it. And it's like, me, I'm driven by the Bruce. And I have a lot of spirit. So we can just call that the Bruce. I'm not being aggressive or anything. I just have a lot of Scottish spirit, right? So this guy's cool. And this guy talks about buying a house.
I have two responsibilities.
In Scotland.
The first is purely a function of economics.
This is cool. Like he bought a house and he's gonna blend in with the Scottish culture and stuff. That's cool, dude. That's what I want to do. I'm gonna buy my Bardowie castle that a fake fruit family lives in.
To integrate. Yeah. To assimilate into the local culture.
This guy's got it. Why are you guys hating on like this American? He's not buying it and displacing the Scottish family. He talks about it.
Kingdom. We're talking thousands of years of very rich, textured, layered, nuanced history.
Yeah, like it's not my fault that I was born in America. I can't control that. But I am coming for my Bardowie castle, that my ancestral, lineage, my Galbraiths, and it's the Hamiltons that were also intermarried with my Bruce line, have, that's their castle, and I'm coming for it, and I have to earn, $3.5 million, which I sell my story, and I can get my castle. But it's not to displace Scots or anything like that, or like this guy talks about it and it's really good. It's not like he's buying this with like his IP money or trading or anything, or he's an absentee like homeowner and stuff. Like I'm coming to stay there, but the snootiness like of all the royalty and the Stuarts, dude, those are my own cousins that were related, and they're so snooty to me, and I just don't get along well with that whole approach. I'm doing my best, writing everything about my ancestors and everything, but I'm not into that whole snootiness of, I don't know, what's going on with all those royalties and stuff. But it's also like in America, like I'm a 21st century, author. You can read like my story that broke when I discovered my paternal descent from King Robert the Bruce. That's all proven on YFull. YFull only publishes your SNPs. Like I have all my SNPs that the University of Strathclyde can see on Family Tree DNA. They're partners with Family Tree DNA, and University of Strathclyde are partners. And then YFull, that my whole, also you can see DF27 FGC 78762, that's the Bruce sovereign line. You have to have that. And I have all those. And then what YFull just confirmed, my DNA is before the Clackmannan line. Does everybody understand also the Clackmannan line is a cousin line? Right? FGC 78762, I come before that, and it's all proven on YFull right now. It's public. Go on your computer. I published everything on 411, all my SNPs for Stewarts. Because I thought the Stewarts would be like, oh, of course, how do I know about Alan Fitzflod? How do I know about, like, the McDougall forced marriage? Like, I wouldn't know any of those things without having the real DNA. My DNA tells me everything, and I know I'm writing about, the Bruce's first son, Prince Robert Bruce, that was murdered by that dude, William Douglas. Different Douglas, the cool Douglas that was his, right-hand warrior with him. And my Galbraith, dude, Sir Arthur de Galbraith was with my Bruce line as well. And they intermarried. I mean, I posted it and everything. That I'm, extremely intermarried all the way to this day. Bruce Galbraith, that's pretty wild in my own, dealing with like the biological parents that hated me for being born. And really, I'm just coming to take everything that they denied me, from in life. So I'm not trying to be aggressive, Scotland, or like, like whatever Americans I have a lot of Bruce in me, and I'm coming back for everything that was denied from me. And any dude that gets in the way, that Alistair McDonald or that radio dude, I trained every day from that day. It was instant. I want to kill that dude in the cage. From that, I just wanted to go talk about my ancestors in my book. Who am I hurting? Like they're the meaning ones, not me. I just have a lot of Bruce in me that as soon as anybody gets in the way of my telling my story about my ancestors, man, I'm ready to destroy that dude physically, mentally, and emotionally. And, that dude, Alistair too, at the University of Strathclyde, they can see all of my SNPs on Family Tree DNA. They are all in their projects. I have, the most royal SNPs. That's the other thing, is that on YFull, to find another person that matches me is almost impossible. They found one dude, and that's why my SNP's there above the Clackmannan one on YFull that you can check, and you can see it. It's so awesome. But the dude didn't pay, like his kit or something like that, so they never published him, and I'm guessing like the guy's probably dead. And he doesn't even know, like, me and him are descended from that royal line. And I know, and now everybody knows. And, I'm writing my books, connecting my ancestors. I'm trying, coming to Scotland for the first time. And this dude.
I believe in
so
this very strongly.
He bought a house in
Married
Scotland.
a British woman.
And he's trying to assimilate with, the Scots. Why are the Scots so snooty?
Listen.
Like to even you and McGregor, like Hollywood royalty, and they're still gonna be snooty to that day. I don't like anybody that's snooty, really at all. So that's pretty cool.
It's very important.
Look at this house. Dope.
Is home ownership. Now in the past, this wouldn't really have been a big deal.
Yeah, he talks about home ownership and stuff like that in Scotland. And, he still has to do all the same shit, owning a home that, like, I had to deal on the Jersey Shore. Like, I hired landscapers and stuff. I don't want to be out there like mowing a lawn and shit. That sucks. But we're not trying to like displace anybody. We're trying to bring more, embrace the heritage, the culture, everything that's beautiful about Scotland. And I mean, I'm the first, no, I don't have to write these books. Nobody reads these books, but I have to write these books. We all know why. What's inside of me. I don't sleep at night. I never have. You can ask, any partner I've been with. I am wide awake with my eyes staring at the ceiling. Getting myself to go to sleep was one of the hardest things I've ever had to teach myself, over COVID. That was interesting. I always thought you sleep when you're dead. And then I didn't realize if you don't get enough sleep, you can die, So, writing my books. Have to write my books about my ancestors, King Robert the Bruce. You can see all of my confirmed lineage on YFull and on Family Tree DNA. You can see everything. So I'm going to Scotland soon. And this dude, his name's Jason too. Just bought a house in Scotland. Exactly what I want to do, except get my ancestral Bardowie castle. Not the Hermitage castle. That is the scariest, most haunted castle in the world, dude. He killed my direct ancestor, that William Douglas, killed Prince Robert Bruce, Lord of Liddesdale, took the castle, got caught by the fucking Balliol and stuff. Dude, they were all working together. They totally sucks. And I'm gonna write that story and bring that story to the world and everything. And the beautiful woman that saved the whole Bruce line, the Helen from the Netherlands. I'm going to the Netherlands too, and I gotta get all records on this person that's royalty and everything, and nobody talks about her or knows her story in Scotland and stuff. So I have a lot of work to do that nobody is paying me or anything like that for 20 years. There's something bigger driving me, right? And we all know what that is, right? Cheers.